Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you the performance and tutorial for a new effect I came up with. It does not yet have a name, but it's a packet trick which is pretty similar to a lot of other 3-card Monte effects, but it's a little different. It has a couple cool things along the way and a pretty cool ending, I think. So without further ado, let's go right into the performance. We have 3 cards. We have a 9 of clubs, a second 9 of clubs, and a 2 of diamonds. Keep your eye on the 2 of diamonds. That's the money card. Any ideas about where it is? In the center? No, you see that's the 9 of clubs. The 2 is actually right here on the bottom. What we'll do is we'll take the 2 of diamonds. If I were to ask you right now, you'd probably say the center, which is right. We're going to make this a little bit easier than that. Instead, I'm going to ask you where one of the 9s are. Okay? Pretty simplistic. If you were to say on top, I would say, no, that's actually the 2. If you were to say on the bottom, I'd say, no, that's also the 2. Of course, the 2 hasn't left from its position in the center. At this point, I'd hand out the 2 and allow the audience to actually inspect it, make sure that it's normal. Once they confirm that, what I do is I'd separate the 2 9s like this and ask them to put the 2 back right in the center here. We're going to keep it face up so you know exactly where it is. If I were to ask you right now where it is, you'd say it was face up in the center, right? Wrong. See, that's the 9. Watch this time what we'll do. We'll take the 9 completely out of the pack. We'll leave that on the ground, giving us just 2 cards. 50-50 shot. Guess which one? 9. Is the 9 here or is the 9 here? Doesn't really matter which one you say, because these are both jokers. Okay, so that's the effect. I'm going to go right into the tutorial now. You're going to need a couple things. You're going to need a deck of playing cards or a couple cards that you're willing to use for this effect, and some double-sided tape. Okay, that's going to help us make the gimmick. Alright, so let's change the angle right now. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is find the cards that we want to use. We're going to want to use the 2 jokers. And then you're going to want to find 2 other cards that contrast a lot. I like to use number cards. They're just simpler. So for this scenario, I'll just use the 2 of diamonds and maybe a 9 of clubs. Okay, you can use any 2 cards that you would like. Okay, so the second thing you're going to want to do to make the gimmick is take some double stick tape and just get a little square of it. You don't need much. That's fine. I don't know if you can see that there, but that's completely fine. And you're going to choose one of the 2 cards. We'll use the 9 in this case. And you're going to stick it right on the center and on the back, so right here. Okay. So that looks pretty good. Now, the way you want to do this is you don't want it to be too sticky, but you don't want it to not be sticky enough, and you don't want it coming off or anything happening like that. So what I like to do is press down on it. Okay. Press down on it, and then get a pen or something, and kind of just push it down with the pen, okay? Alright, and you can do this yourself, but just get it really onto the card, because you don't want this coming off during the trick or anything like that. Okay, so once you've done that, you're pretty much done setting up. Okay, the last thing you're going to do to set up the trick is take that 9, stick it to one of the jokers, okay, and then you're going to use a 2, and to set it up, it goes 9, or sorry, it goes joker, then the 9 with the other joker stuck to it, and then the 2. Make sure these are squeezed really well, squeeze it tight. It should just look like 3 cards, and then you're ready. Okay, so once you have the gimmick made and the cards prepared, you're ready to start the effect. Before we do that, I want to talk about patter for this effect a little bit. this is for any 3-card Monte. You never want to do it where you're tricking the audience, where you're saying, guess where the card is, because they're obviously going to be wrong. You're tricking them, and the whole point of Magic isn't to try and trick your audience and make them. That's what makes people. That's why people don't like Magic, because they don't like to be tricked. And so how I think of Magic is trying to show them something amazing rather than trying to trick them. So don't ask them. Instead, you can say, a guy walked up to me on the street and did this to me, or something like that, or you can come up with another pattern line. Okay? I did that in the performance just because this is a video and it's a little more interesting than talking about another guy coming up to me on the street. But anyway, so again, another point throughout the tutorial, I'm going to refer to the 9, the double card, as a single card for the majority of the tutorial. It'll just make it a lot simpler, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is show the 3 cards, but in reality you're just going to show the 9 twice. So you're going to do a double lift to show the 9. Slide the first card over, that's really a joker. You're going to do a single lift to show that 9. Slide that over face up and then show the 2. Okay. You're going to keep the 2 a little heightened. You're going to move it up a little bit more. You're then going to do a little bit of a switch. Again, because you're not trying to trick the audience, it doesn't really matter what they think. If this tricks them, then great. Otherwise, it's fine. But what you're going to do is a little kind of a tricky move. It's supposed to look suspicious also. You're going to put your left hand palm downwards. You're going to grab the 2 cards right in this overlapping area here so that your thumb is on the back of the 2 and your pointer finger and your middle finger are on the front of the 9. And you're going to do 2 motions at the same time. You're going to flip them over. That's the first motion. The second motion is switching them like that. And so when they happen at the same time, it should look like this. Okay? So just doing those 2 motions at the same time. So once you've done that, you're going to take this card, which is the 9, put it in the middle, and then you're going to show that now it's the 9 and not the 2. You're then going to say that the 2 is on the bottom. Again, this next move is also going to be suspicious, okay? It's supposed to be. You're going to go like this. You're going to take the 2, turn it over. You're then going to take the rest of the packet and flip it over, then put the 2 in behind, so that's closer to you, in between those 2 cards, and then push it all the way through. Now that should look a little bit suspicious. But now you're going to show them that that really is the 2. What this does is it creates a little bit of tension for your audience. They think something's tricky going on. They think that you're trying to do something. In reality, you're not doing anything, and by showing them, you're relaxing them. Okay? So that's a good thing. You're relaxing the audience. And then once you've done that, you're going to ask them where they think one of the 9s are. Okay? So this is you can make it into a joke if you want, because clearly the 9 is here and here from their point of view. In reality, you're going to make it look like the 2 is in all 3 positions. Okay? So to do this, if they say on top, then you're going to do something which I like a lot. This uses the application of the double card. What you're going to do is you're going to, when you close up the packet, keep a pinky brink under those top 2 cards. Okay, and you're going to grab those top 2 cards and you're going to show them. But at the same time, you're going to separate these 2 cards that are stuck together. And to do that, you're just going to push your thumb on one corner of it, and then if you do it right, it should just separate and look fine. Okay, so when they say on top, you just go like that, and then you can show. Now it really looks like it's on top. I mean, where else could it be, right? Because you just took it off the top, and there's 2 cards below. It looks really, really good. When you put this back down, you're going to make sure you want to put some pressure there to put those, to stick it back together. Now, if they say on the bottom, or if they say on the bottom after the top, what you're going to do is the glide move, okay? So to do that, you're going to cover your hand just like that and do the glide move. Now, most people know the glide move. If you don't know it, I have a tutorial you can check out right over here, which was one of the first videos I made. It's for a trick called Instinct. You can go check that out. Somewhere in there I teach the glide, or my version of the glide. So go check that out, and that's how you can learn the glide. Anyway, so you're going to do the glide here, okay, and show the 2. Now you're going to keep it in that same position to put the 2 back into the same place, all right? You're going to put it back into the center. Okay, so once they've seen that, just lift up right here on that top card and slide it in. Okay, of course, that's all covered. And then you're going to say, of course, the 2 is still in the middle. Okay, so those are your first 3 big magic moments, okay? Because you've made it look like all 3 cards are the 2. Now what I do here is I ask them to inspect the 2, okay? So I'm just going to put the 2 right here for a minute. It's not going to work. I'll put it right on the ground for a minute. So while they're inspecting the 2, you're going to do something, okay? You don't have to do this. It's not like it's too difficult where you can't do it when they're watching, but having them inspect the 2 gives you ample time to do this move. What you're going to do is start by lifting up on the top 2 cards. So basically, you're going to do a couple things at the same time. But lift up on the top 2 cards. That's including 1 card that's being stuck to the bottom card. Okay, get a pinky break right there. You're then going to go like that and just release the card completely. Okay, so you're just going to pull it off so that that card is no longer stuck to it. Then what you're going to do is do a half pass underneath of that single playing card. Okay, so it's pretty simple. You're just flipping that card over right underneath the pack. You can do this in any way you want. I'm just using a half pass, where you're just using your pinky and all these fingers to just flip over that card just once right there. Okay, so the position we're in now is we have 2 jokers on top, face down, and then the 9 of clubs with the double stick tape on the back, face up. Okay, you're then going to separate the 2 cards like this. So there's the 9, and you're going to ask for their card back. And you're going to say, put it right here. Now they're going to place it face down. You're going to say, you know what? Let's put it face up. Okay, let me get this card. So they're going to put that face up now. You're going to say, watch. It's really, really easy to keep track of it. It's face up in the center. And now what's going to happen is it's very, very cool. It's all set up for you. You just put it there. And then if you just put a little pressure to stick those cards, it'll change into the 9. This is a great moment. It really, really looks magical because everyone thinks you have 3 cards, and because of the double stick tape, there's no question that you have 3 cards. Okay? So when this happens, you see all 3 cards very visibly, and then just a snap, and you see all 3 cards still. Oops. Put a little more pressure than that. And you still all 3 cards, and it's completely changed. Just very, very cool. Now at this point, you're going to dispose of the 9, which is disposing of all the evidence of any trickery, okay? So there's a couple different options of what you can do here. You can take the 9 and you can place it on the ground, okay, or on the table or something like that. I don't like this very much. I like to put it in my pocket, and I'll tell you why now. When you put it in your pocket, as you're putting it in there, you can separate those 2 cards, okay? And we can get back to that later. Then, when they ask to see what's in your pocket, or even if they don't ask, you can just take the top card out. Oops. This is better without jeans, but you can take that top card out, and then you just have the 2, and that's it. And then you just have these 3 cards, and you're done. Okay? There's nothing else to it. You just have 3 cards, and they can inspect all this stuff, which is great. Okay? So, that's one thing you can do. And there's one other thing you can do, which I like a lot, which I'll show you in a second. Okay? And that's putting these 2 in the pocket. Alright? So you put those in the pocket, and then you're going to say, 2 cards, you're not going to show them either one because they're both the jokers, and you're going to say, where do you think the 3 is? Okay? Now they can say this card or this card, it doesn't matter, because you're going to flip them both over and show the jokers. Okay? And then the trick's over, and then you can take out that 3 if you want. Here's the other thing you can do that I was talking about. You can say, where's the 3? Here or here? Whatever one they point to, you say, it's actually not in either of these 2 places. You see, the 3 is in my pocket. Oops. Apparently it's not. And why am I saying 3? It's a 2. The 2 is in my pocket. Okay? And so then you take out the 2, and they're, dumbfounded. And then you would say, so these are the 2 9s, right? Wrong. And you flip these over. These are the jokers. You hand out everything. Looks like you haven't done anything. You haven't disposed of anything, but you have all the evidence of any gimmicks inside here to hand these out for inspection. That's why I like this trick so much, because you end very, very clean. So there it is. That is the effect in the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. And one other thing about this is soon, in the next couple of days, I'm going to be posting a contest that has a lot to do with this effect. Once I have posted it, there will be a link right over here to that contest. You can just click that and you'll learn all about the contest and what it's about. But basically, it's going to have a lot to do with this trick. There's going to be 3 separate kind of criteria, different contests within that contest. So I think everyone will have a good shot at winning this. Otherwise, that is it for me. Remember to check out the contest for this video. Remember to subscribe if you like my videos. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you have any questions. And and make sure you follow me on Twitter. I have a new Twitter account. There's a link in the description box if you want to go check it out. But yeah, that is all for now. So I will see you next time.